Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Season 8, the final season of Blackish. And ever since I started watching this show, I fell in love with it. I definitely think this is one of the best sitcoms of modern television, and it's really sad to see this one go. But just one thing that I'll say about the actual finale episode is it goes off with a celebration of life. And I think that's the best thing for this show going off. And really the last episode's about blowing up their life and shaking things up. And I feel like a lot of this last season from creator Kenya Barris really focuses on the different aspects of each of these characters' lives and what needs to be coming next. Because a lot of ways the status quo has been there from the start of them living this predominantly white neighborhood, dealing with, from the beginning until the end, still all the dumb, stupid thing white people do. And especially their one neighbor who is absolutely obnoxious. But where this season really focuses is Dre, and Anthony Anderson kills it as always. He is so fantastic in this show. Him, being recognized for his work in a big, meaningful awards kind of way, but also realizing it's like what he might be missing out to keep chasing these ambitions, because he's a family man and he has their youngest child who's now growing up, isn't just a baby anymore, and realizing that maybe he really cares more about being there for Devontae and all the things that come with him growing up versus chasing after these ambitions, and realizing that how much harder he has to work and how much he has to climb compared to his peers in the fact that he is black versus white. And I still have to say some of my favorite moments in this show are in his workplace because his coworkers are ridiculous. Peter McKenzie as Stevens is so fantastic at this crazy caricature of a white man, a white boss who's completely ignorant of all things intersectionality in terms of no matter whether it's sex, gender, or, race. He's just complete oblivious idiot, honestly, and he's so much fun. Charlie, who gets married in this season, I won't say to whom because it's a really fun celebrity cameo, and that cameo is so much better when this person confronts Diane for how she treats Charlie. But the whole entire actual wedding and that episode is really targeting Dre and what he defines as friends, and the actual wedding is fantastic, absolutely hilarious, such a great little nod to things. But Dre, they're struggling, Bo and Dre, with, Devontae going to this really white school and not understanding the places that he's coming from, and also the different kinds of expectations that are pressed upon him. And it's interesting that it takes them having a fifth child for things to really blow up. And just like a side point, because they had 4 other kids that have gone through all of this. And Tracee Ellis Ross is so fantastic too. She's a great pair with Anthony Anderson. There's some great celebrity cameos, like Michelle Obama's in an episode. That's how big Blackish has gotten. And you have, the kids. You have Junior, played by Marcus Scribner, who, goes on a journey of love and loss in this season. Leading up to one of my favorite episodes of this show is Dre, Pops, and Junior going on a motorcycle trip out to a cabin. And what starts as you gotta man up, kid, turns into them being vulnerable and having these meaningful conversations, which is very moving. You have Miles Brown and Marsai Martin, who is a huge standout in this show as Diane, because you have Jack and Diane, and them, college is coming, which is crazy that they're going off to college potentially soon, and them trying to figure out, do they need to go to the same place, becoming their own people. And, you have Ruby and Pops, who both come to the realization it's hey, they're back together, they're fully back together in love, and, going off on their own, because this has been this family this whole entire series, and I think that's one of the biggest things of like the family realizing like they all need to go in their own places. Zoe makes fleeting appearances because Yara Shahidi is like off to the stars doing her own thing. But this last season digs deep, but is still hilarious and leaves plenty of meaningful messages along the way. And the last episode feels like a really great last episode to the show. And especially the final moments just put a smile on my face, even though I'm sad that this show's gone. But if you haven't checked out Blackish, it's all on Hulu. Love this show. Experience it. Enjoy it. It's a blast. But those are my thoughts on Blackish Season 8. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.